Okay, incredibly last minute stream. I wanted to plan this a little bit more in advance, but by the time I thought, yeah, I want to do a Fights Freddy's 2 like stream on predictions, I realized for a lot of people, Fights Freddy's 2 literally drops today, so like, I didn't really have a lot of time to do a predictions because as of today, spoilers exist, which is a pretty big problem. So, I've avoided them all, and I'm going to continue avoiding them all for the foreseeable future. So that means that this had to be the day. I'm seeing the film in 2 days. Also, Senator, I'm speaking to test Senator, he'll be in a few minutes. He's just gone to the bathroom, but I was impatient to start the stream frame 1 anyways. Okay. In fact, while I'm here, I might as well just... No, I'm not going to bother making a post. Anyone that's going to see the post is notified Senator's already in the stream. So today, I am, of course, going to be talking about the Fights Race 2 film, last predictions, blah, 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 with Senator, but I kind of have to wait for Senator to actually get back. I started this slightly prematurely. We had some audio issues right before stream started, so it was very, very panicked to get this stream started because of the audio. Basically, Discord's been being quite funky, blah, blah, blah. By the way, I tried to get some good FNaF 2 like background footage, but then it kind of occurred to me that I couldn't get FNaF 2 background footage because, like, you can't really chill in FNaF 2. It's not a very chill game. If anyone, like that's like the trademark thing of FNaF 2. You kind of can't chill there. So I've decided to sit in the Fazbear Theater. I hope y'all chilling with that. I'm chilling with the Fazbear Theater vibes, that's for sure. So I'm gonna just go on and say a couple of things before he gets in here about this film. I'm really, really excited for it, basically. I'm really excited for this film. Fights Freddy's 2, as some of you may or may not know, Fights Freddy's 2 is the first game that I actually played. I played it at a Christmas party back in 2014? Yeah, December 2014, I think. So, why are you in my live chat? Bro! Fucking trolling.
I wanted to see the background, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fitting because it's the Fights Freddy's 2 film, so we're in the film space, the theater. We'll be sitting in.
Let's all go to the lobby to get up stuff.
Yeah, I tried to get some mods, like some cursed mods. I should tell this to chat because it's kind of funny. That's like replaced all the Glamrock's to toy animatronics in the most cursed abomination way possible because I thought that'd be really funny. But unfortunately the mods must be outdated or something because I couldn't get them to work. So, the Fazbear Theater it is. It's okay, this is a better chill spot anyway. Other than just, what, I guess, the equivalent, the Fights Freddy's equivalent to bird watching, as Roxy replaced with a cursed Mangle walks around the atrium. Okay, so we've got like 4 viewers, so we should probably actually start talking about this before I lose them. So, I was just saying to chat that I was really, really excited for this film. Fights Freddy's 2 is like the first one I played. The first Fights Freddy's game I played because I played it at like a Christmas party back in 2014. Kind of how I got into the series.
Nice.
The 10-year-old me got jump scared by it had to have been Toy Bonnie, and I had like I was so scared of Fights Freddy's 2 at the time. It just feels so silly in retrospect. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into the franchise, because I loved how cute the characters were, and how spooky the game was, and kind of like the contrast. I wouldn't be able to put it into words like this from back then, but the contrast between the cute and the scary, I thought was really, really interesting to 10-year-old me, and still is now to 21-year-old me, because this is an 11-year-old franchise.
Yeah. Time flies, really.
Yeah.
Cute and scary fury.
So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, everyone's nostalgia for Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is my nostalgia for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So I think that paints the picture for how hyped I am for this film.
Yeah, this movie's about to be good.
That, and I have a lot of trust in the franchise. I've talked to you about this before, but Scott Cawthon is really good at taking criticism, and I put a lot of trust in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise as a result of that. But also, that means things like film 1, the first time, before he had a chance to take criticism, is always going to be something I'd be more skeptical of than film 2 because we know he's going to take criticism from the first to make this one a lot better. So that's another reason why I'm
Yeah.
extra hyped for this one. It's just because it should be better than the first. And honestly, even the first wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, honestly, the main criticism was that the animatronics weren't that scary, and I'm looking at the trailers. It looks like the toys will be a bigger threat right now. The next film.
Oh yeah. We've seen a bunch of commentary from YouTubers, from actors, and now because technically the film released today in like Korea and some other countries,
Oh,
I've
really?
actually seen people on Reddit and Twitter talk about this as well. Everyone is just unanimously agreeing this film is significantly more action packed, significantly scarier, to the point where it's left a lot of people questioning how it even kept its PG-13 age rating. That's how far they've pushed it. So,
Yeah. Um, I mean, I watched I rewatched the trailers, and I'm actually curious on how they'll handle the plot because it looks like the animatronics are going to attack the entire city.
yeah. Uh,
So
yeah, I got. Okay, you know, this is a good starting point. This is a good first topic. Why are these things out and about murdering people? You know, that's a pretty good question, I think, to ask. Because in
actually,
the
yeah,
in the
it's not
games,
in the first film. Yeah.
yeah. So no, yeah, you start this off.
Yeah, I want to say that in the games they only attack the night car because they think it's William Afton, or also because they also had a hatred for adults as a whole, right? And they have
Yeah,
to, yeah,
yeah. To quote Ralph, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare. So,
yeah.
yeah,
It's really interesting on how they'll hand because are the toys even going to be possessed in this film?
correct.
Considering because it doesn't look like the 87 victims will be part of this.
Yeah, before I answer that, Azodium just said, hopefully no one in chat will come spoiling since it's already out in some countries. Yeah, so I've actually thankfully
Oh,
dodged spoilers. The Five Nights at Freddy's community, compared to other communities I've seen, the Five Nights at Freddy's community is actually really good at not spoiling people. It's something I've noticed. Like, all the
oh,
community
nice.
spaces are like, no talking about spoilers for 3 weeks, spoiler tag everything, and everyone just kind of unanimously agreed to keep their early opinions brief, because I have been on Twitter, I have been on Reddit. I'm chronically online. I'm still, despite the fact I've been online all day and it's been out for a while, everyone I've seen has
Mm-hmm.
kept it spoiler free. Then that's something you can't say about other fan bases. And I think that's just a testament to how good this community is. Look, I know the Finance Freddy's community has its downs quite often, but let's be real. 90% of those downs aren't part of the Freddy's community, but the Twitter community. So,
Yeah.
like, the Finance community as a whole, I actually feel like is
Yeah.
pretty good, especially for things like this. Oh, and worst case
Yeah, honestly, I
scenario,
haven't seen.
so, worst case scenario, they can't spoil the entire film in a single YouTube comment anyway.
Oh, true. And in at the end of the day, it's a retelling of a game we already know the story for, so maybe not be there cannot be that big of surprises.
Bullshit. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. But
Uh, uh, uh,
Film one dropped some real bombshells on us. And this is
yeah, I'm still thinking on. No, I was going to say that I was still thinking about how can Shadow Freddy be an actual suit.
yeah, that's something that film one.
That's-
Yeah. I mean, I kind of assumed that from the games anyway, because of how Agony works. Because Agony haunts objects. It doesn't just exist on its own. And if Agony does just exist on its own, the only example of it is RWQ FS6E. In all other examples, it haunts another object, so my assumption kind of always was that Shadow Freddy was a physical suit, especially considering my old theories were that Shadow Freddy was a suit worn by William Afton. I actually, back in the Fights Freddy's 3, I thought just William Afton was just directly wearing the suit. Uh, but we're way off tangent though. I want to go back. Why are they killing people? Why are they killing people in the films? Because as
Oh
you
yeah,
called out, the as you said, the 1987 murders don't exist in the film's timeline because you have the
yeah.
MMCI from
Because
the
I
first film, and Charlie is called out to have died in the second film, but she's also
yeah,
called out.
rewards apparent earlier.
Yeah, she's called out singular though, so it doesn't seem to be
Mm.
more than that. Which begs a good question, another extra question to that, which is, hey, the Withers are in this film, but we do see in a trailer that they are separate from the classic animatronics. In the game's timeline, the
Right.
classics and the Withers are the same animatronic, but in the films, they are not.
I didn't catch that. Wow, I thought they will be just they will take creative liberties, and after the FNaF one fire or destruction of the pizzeria, they will just look like the with animatronics.
Yeah, well, in the film, there's in the trailer, one of the trailers, I think it's the most recent one, is a piece of paper that has the FNAF 1, film 1, like Freddy Fazbear, and it's labeled as version 3. And since this is a trailer for film 2, which introduces two other versions of those animatronics, the Wizards and the Toys, it's kind of pretty
Uh,
easy to make the connection of what version 1 and version 2 are. It's technically not explicitly stated, but it's just kind of the logical assumption. Like the Toys would be version 2
yeah,
and the old Wizards would be version 1.
actually, this could be related to something that I didn't notice until rewatching the trailers today. And is that it seems like Mike is trying to repair the animatronics. Maybe it's related to that. Maybe the wheels are just his attempt at doing that
No,
with help of.
you missed
No?
Vanessa's line that immediately followed that. Oh, that is because she doesn't say that he's fixing animatronics. Immediately after that, she says you're only giving her false hope by saying that. So he's not
I,
fixing animatronics. He's just saying he is to give Abby hope that they'll go back there.
mm, fair. I mean, maybe someone else is trying to repair them, and it's just foreshadowing.
Repair who exactly? The first film animatronics or the Wizards? Because as I said, they're the same. I mean, they're different in the films.
Yeah, but I'm really surprised that they're not going to be the same characters then. I mean, that explains why they will attack Mike unless they're control.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, they kind of couldn't be. I was saying that before, like, the second film came out, that if the. Because I was running. Before that, I was running with the assumption that Wizards and Classics would be the same, like the games. But, I was also thinking, like, how would they make. They have to make the Wizards aggressive. Like, they'd have to. They're the Wizards, they're the spooky ones. Don't do the security breach thing where the spooky
Yeah.
stuff is a safe thing. Because, like, the creepy basements and security breach are the creepiest areas in the game, but then they're the only areas in the game with zero threat. So it's like, it would be a really dumb decision to repeat that. So I was thinking, like, how are they going to make these aggressive? Because of, logically, from what we know about the lore, the first film animatronics shouldn't be aggressive anymore because they've already caught their killer. In the novels, they shouldn't. In what the novels established, they shouldn't be killing people anymore. So I was really interested to see what route they'd take, and just making them completely separate animatronics is honestly a very easy solution. It's also a very easy solution to the Wizards and Classics design problems, because in the games, the Wizards have to be an inconsistent design, because we know they are the Classics, but the costume and endoskeleton are both entirely different. They physically cannot be the same animatronic. Let alone the fact that we also know for a fact that their parts were used for the toys, which means, canonically speaking, Toy Bonnie's face should be Withered Bonnie's. Design-wise, that makes no fucking sense.
Man, I want to see that classic Bonnie with Toy Bonnie's face.
Yeah, it's just those designs in FNAF 2 just don't work with the story that they're depicting. Which is why I'm like one of like 5 people that don't believe retrofit theory, because it's just trying to find this over convoluted way to make the design change work, even though it still doesn't actually work, because there's still inconsistencies even with retrofit. And it does all that, and it's like, but the underlying issue of the wizards even exist, of the like those wizard designs even being canon to begin with, is still there. It just doesn't work. So, but anyway, but the films fix that and make them entirely different. So again, it's something I think it's a cool change. Also, I want to read out this comment too. From what I've seen from the trailers and vlogs, the puppet sees you one controlling the toys and the wizards. Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't. And that went in a whole ramble about the games, and we still haven't actually talked about the film.
Yeah,
Welcome.
I also think that. Look, Assertion. Yeah, this guy has good opinions.
uh, you we ramble a lot. Welcome to a Toasted Perfection stream, particularly ones I talk to friends on live streams. This is why I do live streams, because if I did this in a video, I wouldn't have time to edit the whole thing. uh, but
Yeah,
in the
honestly, I don't even watch this live streams that much, except if I'm part of them, I guess.
well, then you're not. You don't need to watch it. You're a part of it. You were there. Uh,
you, were, you was there.
you was there too. uh, so yeah, in the films, yeah, as Azodium says, the puppet in the poster is depicted as the what's it called? The conductor? Is that the term for the guy who leads like the bands? Is conductor the term? Or is it orchestra? I don't know. Hang on. Wait, am I screen reading straight? Good, because I didn't want Twitter just appear as I opened this tab. um I could have sworn it's conductor. I think it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Yeah, I don't know why I had to double check that. But yeah, that's the puppet's role in the band is as the conductor. So it seems to suggest that they lead the toy animatronics, which I mean, if you're given the puppet that role in the film, like in world, then that's a different role to the games, which probably means it's more important to the film's role of the film. Uh, I worded that really weirdly, but it seems to suggest that the film role of the puppet is leading them as well. Kind of what I mean there. It's like there'd have to be a
I guess.
reason why they change the puppet's role, and that's kind of the only logical reason. So it makes the most sense that the puppet is the one controlling the toys and or the wizards. But my other hold up is who I keep calling like the weird guy. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that one image you sent.
The weird guy.
Yeah,
Uh,
at first I thought that would be just how the puppet would look in the film, but she does appear in one of the trailers. I sent you the image right now. So maybe that is Night Marion somehow.
yeah, because the tear streaks are black in the image. Yeah, I'll put this image on screen because I have an image of this creepy ass thing on my desktop because it's so creepy that I need a constant reminder of how peak this film is gonna be.
I'm
This
really curious. I
fucking
don't think I have
thing.
it. Okay, I need to re-see it too.
Oh, I fucking hate it. I cannot understate how much I fucking hate this image in the best way possible.
I mean, that has to be Night Marion, right?
It's black tear streaks, cut up blackness around the eyes. Everything's like the puppet, but blacked out. And we get better shots of this in other promotional material. It is black. Like, it's definitely. I'm not going to say it is Night Marion, but it's definitely a callback to Night Marion, like the Night Marion staff bots. I'm getting this thing off my screen. uh,
Uh, but I can see it honestly. But I would love to hear Night Marion's voice once again. That it was so good on UCN.
Yeah. As Odium says, looks more like a human face. Yeah, okay, again, there's actually been clearer images that have come out since that teaser. It is Lisa. Like the ghost hunter. Lisa is gets possessed by Charlie. That's what that image is. Again, I wish
Please.
I Yeah, Lisa's one of the ghost hunters. The paranormal
Ah, the
investigators.
the girl from Star, yeah.
Yeah, the one that's all over the promotional material for some reason. For a character that's supposedly fodder, she appears in so much promotional material it's kind of deranged. And she gets
Remember Jackie?
sorry?
You have to remember that this could be a Jackie situation.
Yeah, I'm just trying to Jackie. Oh yeah, like the agony ends up looking like Matt Marion. Uh, I've got to look for this image. Look, I can't keep talking about the clear image and then not source it. I need to find it. Someone has to have posted it. But I'm really scared to look for this sort of thing, considering there are spoilers around right now. um, God, no, I'm not going to be able to find it. The FNaF movie updates Twitter account has not shared it, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I don't see it. I'm trying to look for it, but I think I'm just wasting everyone's time. Stop auto-playing the stupid audio, Twitter. I fucking hate Twitter. Twitter's a horrible site. Horrible, horrible site. Terrible. Genuinely not a
Yeah,
redeeming quality.
it gets better when you enjoy the hate.
Anyway, hi channel. Oh, I didn't see this. Yeah, I wish I could find them. I really wish I could, but unfortunately, the only image we have of this thing that I can find is this monstrosity. And yes, it is a reference to Night Marion, for sure. But it definitely is, just gonna have to take my word for it because I can't find the source. It's Lisa possessed by Charlie. So that's interesting. Also, hello, Karen George XS9FB. Fancy stuff at the end of your name right there. So it's interesting
Yeah.
that Charlie can possess humans
Yeah.
now. Oh, and speaking of, warning,
Wasn't that some?
YouTubers have said that Charlie is a completely different character now. Completely different character. So she's not the nice
So
spirit from the games, and she's possessing humans. So it's like,
yeah.
she's. I don't think she's gonna be like.
I mean, maybe she can be safe, but yeah, it does look like she's going to be the main villain of this movie, doesn't it?
She looks like, unlike the spirits from the first film, where it's like, oh, we gotta preserve innocence. It looks like they're making Charlie fucking deranged. Which I'm all in for, but also that really is like the exact opposite direction of Charlie from the games. Every time I play FNaF 4, I have the survival instincts of a speck of dust. Is that good or bad? Because I've never murdered a speck of dust personally. I don't know how would you define the death of a speck of dust? I'd assume it's bad. It sounds bad. But I don't know what the survival instincts of a speck of dust are. So, for all I know, that's actually better than you think. I know, I've beaten 2020, so I'm goated. So, right, aside from the puppet, which definitely seems to be a villain of their own, right? We also got to talk about the sauce dude, the weird dude that I mentioned earlier. Is he the main villain?
Taking a weird route.
Because I don't know if he or the puppet's going to be the main villain at this point. Because that dude's name got confirmed to be Michael, by the way, by Universal Studios. They confirmed that his name is Michael. And also, get this,
come on.
in the YouTuber vlogs that were uploaded today, they showed things in Afton's house, including family portraits that show Vanessa with a brother. So, this is Michael Afton, right? The weird dude is Michael Afton.
Imagine the way these movies can troll us, like just like apparently the Jeremy from the first FNaF film isn't the same as the Jeremy that's going to appear on this second film. They're going to troll us so hard.
Is it not the same? We haven't even got any confirmation that Jeremy's going to be in this second film. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, true. I mean, I heard that Jeremy was recasted, but
I think you're getting confused with the character we now know as Michael. I think some people assumed he'd be Jeremy.
Yeah, that could be it, honestly.
Yeah. I'm also so glad that it never gets updated again, because who knows if they would add new animatronics to FNaF 4. Have you ever seen, what's it called? Baby's Nightmare Circus? That's a fun one.
I was thinking about that game exactly.
Yeah. I think in the film universe, the bite of only 3 is the only bite. I mean...
Yeah, it sounds like that, yeah.
I don't. Does Fredbear's exist in the film universe? Because in the games,
Probably.
it said that the original restaurant location is Fredbear's Family Diner. That has now been contradicted by the film trailer, which says the first restaurant location is the film 2 location. So
Hmm,
if
maybe.
Fredbear's exist, it's not a restaurant location, or it's got all the films are going to contradict themselves.
I mean, this is FNaF. Retcons are just part of the game.
Yeah, but not
But
in a pre-planned trilogy.
true.
Or
I mean, maybe
actually,
what
I
they're
can't
going to
say
do
that.
is that.
I can't say that. Fights Freddy's 3 was planned at the time of Fights Freddy's 2, and they still retconned the suit. So maybe I shouldn't say that with confidence.
Yeah.
But by
My
the way,
idea could, for the,
sorry to cut
yeah.
it one more time. Thank you, Aussie Dandan, for being a DX bread slice. Yeah, I've got memberships and super chats on my channel now, so you can throw money at me. I'm not sure why my dad's throwing money at me because he's throwing money at me every day for paying
That's
for
your bad.
groceries and stuff. So, but I mean, it's pretty cool. Right, you can go back to what you're saying.
Okay. What was I
I
saying
was saying
actually?
stuff about like I don't think
Oh yeah,
Fredbear's
my
Family
idea.
Diner.
Yeah, my idea for that could be that Fredbear was the favorite restaurant before Fazbear started, expanding as a franchise. Like it was actually forgotten.
I don't know if I'd like that.
Hmm,
I don't know if I like the
fair.
idea of Fredbear's being a forgotten early history. Also, when would it even come into play? Because Fredbear's so far isn't relevant to the plot of Film 2. And I feel like Film 3 is going to be more about wrapping up loose ends than setting up more plot points. At least I hope so. If Film 3 comes out and all it does is set up for Film 4, I don't know how satisfied I'll be with that.
I mean, they still have to explain where Golden Freddy and comes from because it does look like Spring Bonnie was actually used on Freddy Fazbear's, the normal restaurant, but not Golden Freddy.
Are we... Are you really going to die on the hill that Golden Freddy is going to be explained? Is this the hill
True.
you're dying on? uh, but yeah, even in the games and in the films, I think it's implied too that Spring Bonnie would have been used at the original location. So I think, because Fredbear's isn't really necessary for that, I think it's just old suits that stopped being used. I think that's all it really needs to be implied there. Because even without Fredbear's, they were still used at Freddy's. And for William Afton to wear the Yellow Rabbit suit to lure the kids in the first place at Freddy's, you'd need to, like, those costumes kind of need to be around there. They need to be around. So, I don't think Fredbear's is necessary in the film's timeline. Uh,
Hmm.
especially
Nah,
now that
I still think they'll go in.
Mike's brother isn't even connected to it anymore. Mike's brother's even separated. Because he's murdered in, like, a
Oh,
park.
true.
Which is another big thing that Fredbear's existed for in the games.
Oh yeah, that's going to be another thing. Apparently, Garrett was explicitly said to not possess anyone. So, how do you
Correct.
think they're going to solve?
In the
I don't think that's
novelization.
going to be solved in the movie.
In the novelization, Garrett doesn't possess anybody. In the film, for some reason, they just don't cover it and kind of left it as this loose thread. I personally think that they're just going to ignore Garrett and a lot of the stuff from film 1 in this sequel. I think this sequel is going to be all about setting up more stuff, doing more, going bigger, and then anything that's left ambiguous and unsatisfying is going to be wrapped up in film 3. So I think if they do anything with Garrett again, it'd be 3, not 2, because Mike's already moved on from his brother from the first. Garrett existed as like a motivation for Mike, as this connection Mike has to Freddy's to give him a pretty bigger connection to the villain, William Afton. That's ultimately his purpose. And outside of that, is Spirit like Mike's character arc at the end is he because Mike has this issue where he like sacrifices Abby because the kids are like we want Abby and Mike was like okay to be with like
Mhm.
fake Garrett again,
Yeah,
but he kind of
that's his part of the moment.
but he kind of moved on from that by the end of the film. So he like realized that that was stupid. He's now with Abby. He didn't take the Henry route of permanently abandoning his living family. uh, but so I don't know. As much as Garrett is this weird loose thread that needs to be touched up on again, I don't think it needs to be relevant to this film specifically. I think it should be if it gets caught up, if it gets picked up from at all, which I think it should be because of how they left it in the first film. I think that'd be film 3.
Hmm. Yeah, this reminds me a little to how Jojo manages the original trilogy, where part one has deal, part two is basically unrelated, but it still keeps expanding on the world, and then part three comes back to the part one threats, plot threats. I think the FNaF trilogy is going to be following something similar.
Yeah, it's also just how Five Nights at Freddy's kind of usually does things. Because Five Nights at Freddy's tends to have this problem with just piling shit on. But Scott knows that the only way to end it satisfyingly is to properly clean it up. Because that's how he's ended off, how he's tried to end it off multiple times. So I think no matter what, whether intentional or not, any loose threads that have been created, even if unintentionally, would have to be set, solved, resolved is the word I'm looking for, in 3. Because that's just how Scott ends things. He ends things off by seeing what people found unsatisfying and then clearing it up at the end. He usually doesn't clear it up immediately. Plot threads in Five Nights at Freddy's tend to linger for quite a while.
Yeah, it's part of this. It's part of the ride, honestly.
Yeah. You know, unless he, like, colossally screws up. I mean, even then, most security breach plot threads have not been cleared up by Ruin. Most of those are still kinda open, it's just we've kinda moved on.
Yeah, it had a lot to cover. It couldn't do all of it at once.
Though I think that's a completely different tangent I don't really want to go down. So what I wanted to go back to,
Yeah.
what I wanted to wrap around back to, is Michael Afton's role. Because if he's in the film as Vanessa's brother, as William Afton's son, I am going to go back to a theory I made in my actual video where I made a prediction, which is that I think he's going to be a reference to the two purple guys theory. Back in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there was this...
Ooh.
Yeah. I love that the
I want
films
to.
reference false theories, like Purple Guy is the phone guy in film 1. I think Michael Afton is going to be our Purple Guy is the phone guy in film 2, referencing two purple guys.
And maybe they could even reference that weird hoax where there was a purple guy appear as a weird Photoshop purple Golden Freddy. I mean that could. Do you
I...
think? I mean, I don't even know how. Yeah, I don't even know how that was even a thing. Let me
Oh, the
let me
animatronic,
Google.
the hoax animatronic. Is that what you're
Yeah,
referring to? Yeah, yeah. If that got referenced in the film, that would be so peak. Oh man, imagine like Michael Afton
yeah.
getting
I'm going to
killed,
share the.
and
Right.
stuffed in the purple guy animatronic. Yeah. Okay,
What was even that this honestly? I just
here
sent you the
you go,
image.
chat. Here's the banger peak hoax. We love hoax animatronics. All my homies love hoax animatronics.
Was but
Sparky appeared
yeah,
in film 1. It's possible.
yeah, I was trying to think about Hoach animatronics, and since you commented that about referencing false theories, well, disproven theories to be more exact, I think this could be a really fun thing to reference.
Yeah. You know what the most fun thing about the purple guy animatronic is? Scott
But
clearly took inspiration from it. Because the very next game,
true.
after Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the purple guy becomes an animatronic in Springtrap.
Oh, you know, I surprisingly I never thought about it that way. Yeah. It's not purple. It is it's it's a purple guy as an animatronic.
Yeah, it's a reference to that. I'm like certain it's a reference to that theory. Oh, so yeah. So I've been a little bit torn. To go back a bit, I have personally been torn between whether the main villain is Michael Afton or the puppet, because both of them kind of feel like they should be this ringmaster role. With the puppet speaks for itself, it's the conductor of the show, which seems to imply that they're leading the animatronics. But then you also have Michael Afton, who is like, this guy, you don't just bring in the William Afton son and this super sus dude, which is the guy who lures the paranormal investigators to their deaths, by the way. Like, that's that's not a minor character. That's not a guy who
Yeah,
dies within the first 5 seconds of the film. That's he feels like someone who'll be a problem. He feels like he should be the main villain, but also so does the puppet. So I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you can absolutely have two main villains, right? There's no problem with that.
yeah. Or even setting up Michael Afton as a twist villain for the next movie. Like you
Uh,
reveal, the movie focuses on the puppet as the main villain, but then in the end, when things are solved, you suddenly see that Michael was actually helping her, or maybe just misguiding her, and then you know, Vanessa explains, "Wait, that's my brother. What's he doing here? I never even, didn't even know he was still alive and stuff like that."
hmm. Yeah. Oh God. I just realized we also got to remember Sammy Emily exists.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
I remember when I thought that Sammy Emily would end up being the sus man, the weird dude. But now that he's Michael Afton, almost definitely, is Sammy Emily just gonna fall into the same category as like the novels, where he shows up as like Charlie's brother at like the backstory? Henry abandons his family and then just never gets addressed again.
Yeah, what was that even?
What do you mean?
The novels just had some weird choices for character on how they wanted to reference characters from the games.
I mean,
And
in the novels,
no,
the Emily's weren't characters in the games yet.
true.
Yeah, the novels
In a way,
predated
I
it.
guess they were first drafts on how they will appear later.
Yeah, yeah, it's more so like the novels did something, and then Scott was like, "Man, we need a new character for this. I wonder if I've established anyone that I could work with." Oh, I've done this in the novels. So I remember him. I think he actually explicitly
And I
said
guess
that for Pizza Sim as well. I'm pretty sure he's like Scott said he didn't want to introduce a new character for the finale, but he didn't really have any returning characters that would fit the role as the cassette man. But the novels had Henry, and he felt Henry fit that role.
oh, that explains why he was first book character. Yeah.
The first book character.
Um,
I
I
don't think
mean that Henry was first just from the novel trilogy and then appeared in the games.
was he. I mean, I guess Purple Guy still counts as a appearance before the novels, doesn't he?
Hmm.
Um,
What was he called, Mr. Afton? I mean, I
Sister
know
Location. That's
he
after the
is.
Silver Eyes. Everything about the William Afton's character, from his name to his personality, all that was in the novels first. But obviously, he did appear as the
Hmm.
Purple Guy beforehand. Um, did anyone? From Sister Location? It was just William Afton, wasn't it? There wasn't any other novel character reveals there. So I guess the first character who did appear. I mean, even then, if you're gonna count that as a connection, Henry Emily was technically alluded to in the second game as well, because they talked about the owner of Fredbear's Family Diner who's been missing for a while. So if
Hmm.
we're gonna be technical and include the purple guy, if we're counting Henry as the first level character, to be brought over to the games. I feel like the purple guy's a similar scenario. Both of them are just depictions of them existed in the games first, but were elaborated on in the novels, and then that elaboration
Mm.
being ended up being later on being important in the games. Kind of the same situation.
Yeah, that makes more sense on how to approach these characters. Honestly, speaking on Henry and him being disappeared, you know, no, I don't know where he is in the FNAF 2 game. Do you think that Henry will serve a similar role in this game, especially now that Charlie can still be his daughter?
In the film, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think that Henry will appear.
I think it's heavily implied in film one that the guy who's running Freddy's at that point is just William. So I think Henry has
Yeah.
long left the company. I think Henry's long gone. And I think, yeah, it's the same, I
Yeah.
think. I think it is just his same character arc of his daughter died, he left his family because he was grieving his daughter forever. And I think it's going to follow the games version more than the novels version, in the sense that Henry's going to stick around till 3, and I think he'll be main cast from here on, and then he'll be like part of the ending to 3. Because in the novels he just kills himself.
Well, that's anticlimactic. I mean, I still think that FNAF 3 will have pizzeria simulator elements and
Oh yeah.
Henry will die alongside William.
Oh yeah, I've been saying this for a while. Like film 1 was basically fused with game 1 and game 4. Because it's got like
Hmm.
Mike's brother being his motivation was a thing from 4. And Mike
Yeah.
having these nightmares about the first game characters, these dream sequences in the films, is also like 4. So, to me, it feels like the important beats from 4 were also in film 1, which makes sense because in the games, game 4 is basically just a game 1 again. It's going back to the start in terms of the start of the timeline and the start in terms of this first game. So,
Yeah.
it made sense that they fuse the two together in the films, especially if they're not planning to go past a trilogy. Which, again, would be really redundant if they did go further. But also, as you said,
The no, you continue. You continue.
yeah, also as you said, I feel like 3 and 6 can be fused together just as easily. Because they both serve as similar purposes. They both serve as this clean up everything in the story at the time, burn the place down, uh, kind of ending. There is differences between the two, but the main differences pretty much lie in by the time of 6, there's more characters to clear up. Most of the differences are pretty minor. So
Honestly, thinking about it, do you think that FNAF 3, the film, will have a similar situation to Lefty, where Henry will try to, trap the puppet? Because I don't think the puppet is dying at the end of the movie. Her soul is not going to be liberated.
oh yeah, no, I actually agree. I think the puppet will be cleared out in the third film. I actually think because that's a loose thread from film 1. In film 1, the spirits are still in the animatronics. Like they haven't set the spirits free. They just had them kill William Afton. And I think they're not going to touch up on that in this film. I think they're just going to ignore it for this one. Because I think setting the spirits
I think
free...
in FNAF 3 will have a Happiest Day adaptation.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, it will be film 3 that clears out the first game spirits. It will be clear out Charlie from this film. I don't know how they're going to deal with Charlie from this film without killing her. Because I feel like just repeating the first film by just saying, oh, she's good now. I don't think that'd be satisfying. They'd have to do something different. But whatever they do, I don't think should be set free until 3. And whatever other loose threads end up being created. Because this film also introduces 2 sets of animatronics as well. So we also have to see, like, why are they aggressive? Is it because of the puppet? Is it because of Michael? Honestly, if Michael Afton is, like, a villain role who's, like, controlling animatronics in some way or whatever, I can see him being disposed of in this game. Because he's not as important to... He's not as important as, like, some of the other characters. But also, he could be, like, a second Springtrap or something. I don't know. See, you don't want to repeat plot points. If anyone had to be taken out in this film, it should be Michael Afton. But yeah, I think a most of the setting the spirits free should be saved till 3. And I do think that it would be a fusion of 3 and 6. I think the ending of film 3 will probably do like another Henry monologue. It's too iconic. They got to do it again.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular moments on the franchise. That and William dying on the Springlock soup. Maybe that could. I mean, we already have seen that, so.
Yeah, and they didn't do a very good job of it. Cough, cough, kill me.
Wait, um, now that I think about it, do you think that we'll get in flashbacks how Charlie died? Maybe in a similar manner to how the grandchild died? Because I still think
We've
we will see a bite.
we've already
Know that.
kind of started seeing it, haven't we? Like in the
I mean,
second film, we see flashbacks of both like Vanessa has like nightmares of William Afton, but we also see flashbacks of Spring Bonnie luring out Sammy. We see we see Charlie when she was alive, like over the trap door that leads to the music box. And
oh,
I'm like 90% sure that that scene's going to go down with William Afton does like if you've ever seen Scott's like Christian Bible plays, like Bible plays I think it's called, is William Afton pulls up say hello to the trapdoor on Charlotte.
I mean, learning about that earlier era with Scott cursing like a madman on forums was really illuminating.
Oh, my favorite Scott quote of all time has gotta be that one I sent you. That's those two little words that I probably can't say on YouTube anymore because I'm technically a YouTube partner and they'll kill me if their AI detects me swearing. Although I've already sworn, but we know what Scott says, so I think Scott's swears are a little more extreme than mine. Or
Yeah.
evil arc, the General Scott Cawthon. Gamer Scott. Oh god.
FNaF World Skull Gotham was just a representation of that.
Okay. So yeah,
Okay,
we
what
got
else?
flashbacks of Charlie's death for sure. We got Vanessa dealing
Hmm.
with her nightmares. I think Vanessa's nightmares are gonna play a similar role to Mike's in the first film. I think it'll be just switching which character they're happening to. With this logic, film 3 will follow Abby's nightmares.
Actually, I mean, sister location has to be referenced somewhere.
Does it? Do we have to reference this location? I think we can just
Mhm.
ignore sister location. I don't think we need to
I
acknowledge
mean,
that game
it
exists.
would be really funny to see. Wait, now I have to specify which Michael.
Yes.
What? Yeah,
My,
honestly, I would like to see this scene of Michael. You know, the main protagonist Michael being Scoop. I mean, just to see how they will do that on live action.
yeah, I think the easy answer is they're not going to do that in live action.
True.
I'm
Just
interested.
had, so,
I'm interested to see how they handle
and,
the Phantoms.
true.
But
Because do you think they'll even add new phantoms
they have
like
to.
Phantom Bunny?
Oh,
That was always sad.
they might. They'll probably add a few extras for these films always do Easter eggs, so I'm sure.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think on how animatronics for FNAF 3, and I don't remember that many.
FNAF 3 didn't have many. It was mainly like 2 had a lot, but 1 had like the good one. Because all of 2's were kind of shitty recolors, and then by the time 3 came around, people knew what data mining was, so Hoax characters basically didn't exist anymore.
Sadly, yeah.
I mean, they did, but only to a very small extent. Like, I believe there was a Nightmare JJ in for Fast Freddy's 4, but that wasn't really the same type of thing. That was a hoax for a teaser. Like, pretty much after Fast Freddy's 2, all hoaxes that were created were not created as in-game hoaxes, but teaser hoaxes, because people could just data mine the games.
True. I mean, I'm seeing a resurgence with TV shows. Do you know Smiling Friends?
Yeah? Oh, I haven't seen it, but
Do
I
you
know of it.
Yeah, there's a channel on YouTube called The Autistic Gamer 774, where it started just like posting clips and then adding his watermark at the end. but then it got more and more advanced to the point that it was adding new scenes to this to each scene, and it even started with an alternative ending for one of the episodes, and the characters react to it. Like that is a coach that is clearly made from the writers themselves. Like they're the ones managing that account because it even had trailer footage that didn't make it into the final season. I can see only Hoaches working as of today. Hoaches made from the like editing scenes, but it had to be from the writers, from the producers.
Yeah, or I mean, or again, like the teasers and stuff work too, because like recently the Chica's Secret Party website got a lot of people.
Oh.
It got a lot of people, and to be fair, I had to dig pretty underground to debunk that hoax.
Yeah, what the hell has been that?
Sorry?
But I'm still surprised that there was even a page that you had to make a video about it, and probably was a reason that the author had to chicken down.
Yeah, I don't even. That was a weird situation. I wonder if I was the cause of that. Not even gonna lie, because my video on that topic went pretty far compared to most of my other videos, and the website and their comment seemed to imply that people caught on, but people were not catching on. So they just got this weird, like, they must have saw videos that caught on and just assumed everyone caught on, but they didn't. So I wonder if, like, I was a part of that. Because people were not digging as far as I did. I know I was not the common consensus. People were trying to argue with me. Oh.
They called me a madman.
Oh, speaking of madman, you remember that lol bit in the Fast Freddy's 2 image? One of the teaser images I sent you had a lol bit hidden in it. Remember that?
Oh, really? No, actually not.
Oh, well, I know I sent it to you, but if you don't remember it, don't bother remembering it because it was wrong.
Oh.
It was mangled. It was mangled in weird lighting. I have no idea why they looked. Why I don't know how that lighting happened. The
Yeah, that's look. I found the tweet sent, and yeah, that's a look a bit like a little bit.
it's
And I guess it's the one animatronic that makes sense to reference. And Funtime Foxy. How do you think they'll handle Unmangled Mangle?
well, we've already seen that in the latest YouTuber footage. So here's your answer. In the film's timeline, they are not called Funtime Foxy anymore, like in the games. They are called Pull Apart Foxy.
Oh, so it was meant to be a mangle. It was meant to be Mangle from the start. Huh.
Didn't say that. They planned it because even in the games they like turned Mangle into an intentional pull apart with that together attraction. It just wasn't like that from the start, but they did lean into it later on. That's why Mangle has all these extra parts that logically couldn't have come from original body. So the film
Yeah,
could have been the
it has
same
to
thing.
end.
Like the film
But
could have been the same thing where it wasn't intended, but they leaned into it later.
yeah. And honestly, the explanation for the FNaF 2 Mangle never makes sense. Like, oh yeah, the kids are so strong they tear him apart.
Where do the children power scale in this Fast Freddy's universe?
Maybe the animatronics are scared of them. That's why the kids are always the source of energy in the FNaF universe. They're just really strong.
Reminds me of that one video. This is a completely out of context, but there's this clip that I believe came from a not a safe video, if you know what I mean. Bit of like this woman crushing these kids' AirPods with her bare hands, just with one hand, turned the AirPods into powder. It's apparently the intro to like an NSFW video, and it's like I remember people showing that around and ask like, where does this woman power scale? I think she beats Goku.
Yeah, I know exactly what. Oh, let me see if I can find the image.
I can't show. I'm not showing it on YouTube just in case any small auto detection traces it back to the source. But yeah, I think she beats Goku, and I think similarly, I think the children in Five Nights at Freddy's, I think they beat Goku as well.
Yeah, the image I sent you. Has anyone tried power scaling this fucking door? Couldn't open up with the Soul Saga.
The fucking door. Hang on, no. The viewers deserve to see this one. The viewers deserve to see this one. Krillin and Tenshin Han could not open this door. Where does the door power scale? It power scales pretty high, I think.
It can't defeat Frieza properly. Actually, look at the second image I sent you.
Oh god, you're sending me more. What are you doing? Oh, oh. This is very relevant to Five Nights at Freddy's, guys. Don't worry. This is very incredibly important
Yeah,
to the lore.
The doors are actually really strong in the FNaF universe. They always stop the animatronics.
Yeah. Where does Golden Freddy power scale? Oh, actually, no, it doesn't matter because doors don't stop Golden Freddy. Where does regular Freddy Fazbear power scale? Because the doors beat Freddy Fazbear. Freddy Fazbear can defeat a grown man. Has Freddy Fazbear got any other feats?
Teleporting, I guess.
Not really, though. Yeah, Freddy Fazbear's feats terrible. Give me a FNAF character with good feats. Mimic. What stops the Mimic?
I guess. I mean, we had a conversation like this, and comparing to other universes, the threats in the FNAF universe aren't that high. Aside from the Mimic, which has the power of shape shifting and copying all abilities, like it's probably the only actual threat in other universes.
Right, okay. Hi, Karen George, welcome back. Yeah, the Mimic gets stopped by elevators, okay? So, where do elevators power scale then? If even the Mimic, because the Mimic tears people apart. The Mimic, what else does the Mimic do? Mimic pushes over like a forklift in its weakened state and ruin. What else does Mimic do? Mimic survives molten metal, which is pretty crazy.
She's made of fucking tungsten or something.
Edwidium steel. And elevators power scale beyond that. So obviously, elevators are the meta in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
And the sister location bunker requires you to take an elevator down. Alright?
Actually, that's how they're going to be stopped in the FNAF 2 film. They're going to enter an elevator, and they cannot beat that elevator.
Who shuts down the power? Like, the Circus Baby screw up the technology in the Circus Baby breaks the electrical switch, which forces Handyit to restart the power, which would disable the elevators. This means that Circus Baby scales above elevators. Alright? Circus Baby is Elizabeth Afton. So Elizabeth Afton's power scaling so far is above the Mimic. Welcome to chain scaling.
Of course, it's going to be stronger than the animatronics.
This is a fucking stupid conversation. Why are we covering this?
Okay, yeah. We really should be back to the FNAF 2 film. And speaking of kids, how do you think they're going to manage that new friend Abby has? Do you think he's going to be a one-off, or that he's going to be important too?
One-off. There's no way he's important. He's just a random fodder from school.
I don't know. It could be funny if he's just suddenly, oh yeah, I'm like Henry's other son.
No, I'm Gregory. This is my friend Cassie.
Wow. Dude, imagine the Mimic on the FNAF trilogy.
Like, between us, not gonna lie, I don't want the films to keep going through the games, but I would like to see a Security Breach film, just to see what Security Breach rewritten would be, because Security Breach's story was so fumbled that I think seeing any kind of rewrite would just be such a huge deal. I would genuinely love to see that adapted, but there's just one teeny-weeny problem with a Security Breach film.
Vanessa?
No. The fact that Scott wants his films to be entirely live action and physically built, which would require them
Mhm.
literally building the entire Pizzaplex in real life.
Yeah.
Just a
Honestly, and now that we are on it, I really appreciate that the FNaF films are basically have next to no special effects and green screens.
Yeah, when I found out that even Mr. Cupcake was practical effects, I thought for sure that thing would have been CGI. It wasn't.
Mm.
So like, they're very very practical, and it's why YouTubers can go like on the set and see some of the many of the cool things that we see. Uh, right. I actually now that I think about, right, but there's a lot of stuff from the film. Right, that's what I want to cover in. There's a lot of stuff we haven't seen from this film. A lot.
Yeah,
Like the YouTuber vlogs were not the full thing, for sure. There's
makes
so
sense.
much
I mean,
more.
I even saw a new one of these last day trailers, and even that doesn't reveal much, but yet it reveals a lot.
Yeah. The plot. Yeah, just the plot. We covered the main villains. We covered like Michael Afton, the puppet. We covered the. We did briefly cover it, but I actually want to cover back on this actually before I go to like the main plot again. We have gone like on way too big a tangents in this stream. I don't blame people for leaving. But secret
Yeah.
characters. We covered the idea
Mm.
of the purple guy animatronic, which would be so peak, especially if it ends up being Michael Afton. That would be like such a funny callback. But the other characters, because obviously it's not just the Wizards and the Toys, they're obviously gonna do, at the very
Yeah,
least, they're
yeah.
gonna have to do the FNAF 2 cast. Like yeah, JJ,
Mm.
Shadow Freddy. I'm very interested to see a live action RXQ.
Oh, true. Do you think that they're going to make him similar to how he appears in what was the game? Oh, Special Delivery.
They can't. Not with practical effects.
Mm.
The only way to
True.
do RWQ FS6C in practical effects is by doing it the same way Fights Freddy's 3 handled him, which is just dipping Toy Bonnie in black paint and just forgetting it's supposed to be without lighting. Because you can't just erase lighting in real life. That's not how it works. I mean,
I mean,
unless.
I've seen some. This reminds me. I saw the Rohan live action film adaptation of Rohan at the Looper, and there are a lot and some really black pigment available. Maybe they can just paint Toy Bonnie with that.
Yeah, but isn't like Venta Black? Venta Black's the iconic one. But Venta Black isn't it like bloody expensive? I don't know. Are they really
Mm.
gonna paint an animatronic Venta Black? Is that worth the cost for an Easter egg no one will notice? Like
I mean, it would be mad fun.
in the first
No one
film,
will notice because he's just that black.
they didn't even make new molds for animatronics. Like Bob the dog, because we now know the dog's supposed to be Bob. Was just made using parts from like Bonnie and recoloring them, if I recall correctly.
I mean, it makes sense since I think the hoax went like that too.
No, the hoax was painted. It's a 2D
Oh,
image painted on.
okay. I thought that yeah, it was repainting one of the animatronics. But speaking of using other animatronics parts, do you think that if NAF 3 will reference that with how people thought that Springtrap was going to be parts of previous animatronics called salvage? That William Afton, after the first film, rebuilds himself with spare parts, and he does look like an amalgamation from the classic animatronics.
I just think it'll be Springtrap. I don't think they'd do anything other than just Springtrap. Because Springtrap's too iconic. I don't see them
Yeah,
replacing that.
I think he still look like Springtrap, but also with some spare parts from other animatronics.
There's no reason to do that when we already have him dying as Spring Bonnie.
True.
Like we already have that in the film. I really don't
Yeah,
think they're gonna combine that with the salvage theory. By the way, minor nitpick here. People wanted to call the Mimic when it wore like the spare parts from research and development. People started calling that salvage in reference to the hoax. It's like, guys, we literally have a version of Springtrap made of scrap parts. Why are we not calling that salvage? Why is it the Mimic you're calling that?
Yeah, honestly, salvage is way a better name than just Afton or Scrap Trap.
I wasn't even. I was referring to the books.
Oh,
In the books, Fazbear Frights, William Afton, there's a lot of like the Stitch Race is collecting all these possessed animatronics and possessed material, gathers it in a garbage compactor, and then William Afton takes it over and using those parts from all the haunted characters, entities, and all that sort of thing, all those haunted parts, and fuses them together with agony to create a giant trash rabbit. A giant rabbit made out of these parts, like all these animatronics. That's basically one-to-one what the salvage theory is. But people don't talk about it because ew books.
yeah. I just really. I'm really glad to see how the books aren't even canon anymore, so people just aren't going to even bother anymore with them.
I am so happy the books aren't canon anymore.
Yeah.
Now people can stop complaining about needing the. Here's the funny thing: you still kind of need to read the books.
They add context here and there, but I guess they're not needed to understand the main story. But they may add details here and there that you can appreciate.
Yeah, but some of those details here and there are pretty important. Like Gregory and Patient 46 as a whole still just hasn't been brought up in the games, and the main character is kind of important. Similarly, name one connection between Glitchtrap and the Mimic in the games. Go ahead. Name one. I could name like 10 from the Tales of the Pizzaplex books. But they
I
have
nothing, honestly.
they
I'm trying to think of.
without using the books, there's technically no connections between Glitchtrap and the Mimic. I can actually name one. I was being a little bit funny there. There actually is one in the games, which is that Secret of Mimic's bad ending parallels Help Wanted's bad ending. But that is it. That is the only connection between Mimic and Glitchtrap in the games. I still think Mimic is Glitchtrap, but I need the books for that information. And the books aren't canon to the games. So you can kind of see why that's obviously not going to sell a lot of people on the idea.
I guess if you just go with the games, you have to theorize that on lives.
In the games, you think it's William Afton, quite simply.
True. I mean, that was what people were thinking back when Help Wanted released.
Which is really funny because I played Help Wanted off the back of playing Danganronpa 2, so when I played a game about the main villain coming back as an AI recreation in a video game, and then I played Help Wanted, I kind of had a bias. Oh. Speaking of connections to other media, the films are also not canon to these things, but interestingly, theorists, or people who watched the early screenings of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 film, are losing their minds over the connections to the games, which is interesting, considering they're not supposed to be canon to the games. What is this film gonna reveal? We've got one already from the trailer that's actually really big. Take a guess what I'm gonna say. I'll let you answer the question. What do you think this film's gonna reveal about the games? It's making theorists freak out even when it's not canon. And there's one in the trailers already, but take a guess. Any of them.
I'm trying to think about. It has to be related with a puppet. No. The Bite Victim?
I disagree. Because the puppet is a very different character in the films, so there's not much that actually should carry over. But one thing we do see in the film trailer? We see Vanessa take a box out of her cupboard and whip out the victims of the trophies William Afton's claimed from his victims.
Ooh.
I guess that's our answer to what's in the box.
Imagine.
Now, to be fair,
is it? I think it will have to be the exact same box design for it to be confirmed.
That's what I was saying. I was about to say, to be fair, we only see like a silhouette of the box. We don't get a good look of it. But if the box does appear in the film, like, and we do get a better look at it, and we do see it's the same thing, that's just the answer. Because that's something weird about the box of Five Freddy's 4, is that there isn't really an answer. Not anymore. Because I have my own theories on why and how it kind of changed over time. But either way, Scott's made it pretty clear that the original intended answer doesn't work anymore. So the box kind of doesn't have an answer. So but the problem with that answer is that it means the box still doesn't have an answer. So considering it's the biggest question in the community, it just means the community keeps asking what's in the box, even though Scott doesn't have the answers.
What's in the goddamn box?
But all it takes to fix that is to give an answer. Like, it doesn't need to be the original intent. It can be a retconned answer at this point. Fans just want an answer now.
Yeah, we really need that closure because it's honestly it might be the biggest mystery that doesn't really have an explanation. Satisfying explanation at least.
It annoys me to admit it, but yes. I think it's really dumb that the fandom has taken that of all things as the biggest mystery in the franchise. I think there's a lot more bigger, more important plot points than the box. But it is the biggest question that everyone's asking. So getting any answer, even if it's in an alternate timeline, if this film is just like, cool, here's stuff from what's in the box. It could be literally anything, and it would work as an answer. And that's better than what we had before. And especially in the media as widespread as the film, because the films are definitely the biggest things to come out of the Five Freddy's franchise. So if it's something that big as well, you get a lot of attention on it, a lot of people would pick up on it, I think it would settle the debate. So I really hope that does end up being the box. If not, missed opportunity.
Now I'm with you. I think it's going to be the box reveal.
I want it to be. I can't say it's going to be, but I want it to be. Similarly, though, I wanted the Manglehead to be a Lolbit, and look how that turned out. So,
it does seem like they're not going to reference sister location beyond, Abby being anagram for baby, and that one scene with a circus baby-like doll in the first film.
It wasn't even baby; it was Ella from the novels.
True, I forgot.
And by the way, it was supposed to be Circus Baby in the novelization. They just removed it. They replaced it with Ella. So we almost got Circus Baby, but we didn't.
Well, that does seem important because I don't think Abby's going to die in neither film.
Oh no, Abby's never going to die. They're not going to kill a kid on screen. It's
ironic, right? Considering one of the most iconic moments is a child dying due to a bite.
They're not going to kill a kid on screen in live action.
They don't even really kill adults on screen in this movie. There's just a silhouette.
That's closer than I think they'll get with Abby. I think Abby's safe.
Yeah.
And if Abby dies, I'd be very shocked.
I cannot say the same about Mike, though. Like, both Mikes, now that we're on it.
I'm mixed with Mike. Mike Schmidt. I'm just going to ignore Michael Afton for now. On Mike Schmidt, I'm mixed. Because on one hand, I feel like the films should keep him alive because he's the main character. On the other hand, let's look at the main characters in the other timelines of Five Nights at Freddy's, shall we? We have Michael Afton in the games, who gets his insides ripped out and then he gets burned and leaves in Pizza Sim. Let's look at the protagonist in the novels. We have Charlie Emily, who's already dead, and she's actually the second Charlie bot, who gets stabbed at the end. So, like...
And then we have Jeremy Fitzgerald, which gets bitten on his frontal lobe, I think it was, and just isn't basically alive but barely.
We don't care about the one-off. We don't care about the one-offs. They're not the main protagonists. But yeah, Mike Schmidt. If the novels and the games are a trend, things don't look good for Mike Schmidt in the films. However, you also got to keep in mind that those characters were able to stay after they died due to weird sci-fi reasons. Sci-fi reasons that we've been told are being intentionally avoided in the films. So I don't
Hmm.
see a world where Mike dies in the films. I do think this will be the timeline where the protagonist lives. Now,
Yeah. And maybe at best he dies on the third film. Maybe he does come back just to help Abby survive. I can see that. Maybe as a spirit, something.
no, I
And then
think
he dies.
I can see. I think Mike, Vanessa, and Abby are all gonna live. Henry,
Yeah, I think.
Henry's in deep trouble in film three.
Yeah, no. Henry's 100% going to die.
It's gonna be by accident. He's not getting murdered. He's killing himself. He always does. He always ends his own life.
One way or the other, he does stuff.
No, we got the suicide bot from the novel trilogy that stabs him to death. And then you got the goat from the games, his suicide bot, flamethrower bear Ender. Hang on, I'm gonna show a picture of this up on the screen because I'm sure at least one person watching this has no fucking idea this character even exists. Oh god. Bear with me, guys. It's important you see this. It's very, very important. Uh, God damn. Fandom Wiki, I hate you and everything you stand for. So basically, I switched tabs so it hates me now, and now I have to refresh the page.
Hmm.
This thing. Flamethrower Bear Ender. A real character in the games.
Oh
As we...
yeah, that one's so good.
I headcanon
I mean,
this as Henry's game line suicide bot.
thinking about it, maybe Fazbear Entertainment should, how do you say, manufacture more of them, just to uh, control of all of the rampage animatronics they have. Maybe that's
Guys,
how they're going to solve the problems in film 2.
guys, trust me, trust me. Broiler Baby is going to be integral to this modern story arc. Absolutely integral. Oh, that's enough of that. You're going back, banished back to the movie theater. Oh,
Honestly, I don't think we have spoken about it yet. What do you think is on control of the Fazbear Entertainment franchise after William? Because it did seem like William was the only controlling the pizzeria and such, but now in film 2, there's even a carnival about with Freddy Fazbear characters.
that
Do you think
ask.
that's going to be just?
I think Fuzzfest is a Fuzzfest Fright situation where it's just built based off the rumors that happened. I don't actually think. I'm pretty sure it's said in a synopsis somewhere. I've got to find it, but I'm pretty sure it's been said that Fuzzfest is like based off the rumors of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Uh, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's been something that's been said. So I'm reluctant to say it's officially Fazbear bringing anything back, especially now that we know that the toy animatronics were probably not supposed to be there. The toy animatronics are unlikely, like it's them being unleashed into the world. So I don't think they were meant to be part of Fazfest. I think that's why everyone looks shocked when they walk past in like the trailers, because I don't think they're actually a part of it. I think they were just unleashed into the world during one. Speaking of which, oh my god, new headcanon unlocked. Just thought of this right this very second. In Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Fazbear's Fright the Horror attraction is part of an amusement park. Fazfest is now my
Ooh,
headcanon for that amusement park. It's the
that
same
makes
thing.
sense. Yeah.
It's the same thing. If Fazfest's based off the local rumors of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Fazbear's Fright's based off the local rumors of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, both seemingly unofficial, it's the same thing. Fazbear's Fright's part of this amusement park. And now, admittedly, Fuzzfest is not an amusement park; it's a festival. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like it lines up pretty well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can see. Okay, I can see that working. Although my only hope for the FNaF 3 film is to see Phone Dude. So Dwayne, was it Dwayne? Dwayne.
I
Yeah,
I
I
uh
don't,
I don't
I
want
don't
Phone Dude
remember.
if it's not Scott. If Scott's not gonna do it, I don't want it. Period. It's not the same
Mm,
without Scott. Phone Guy and Phone Dude, they're Scott to me.
true. And we didn't get FNaF phone guy since it was William yet.
Yeah, the
I mean,
reference Purple Guy is the Phone Guy.
so yeah, I guess his son did he have a song that could be? I think one of his sons voiced a character in the original games, right? Or
Uh,
am I just hallucinating?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll look it up
Who
later. But yeah,
whose son? Like William? Like not?
oh,
You're not
oh,
meaning in world William Afton's son, surely?
no, I mean that Scott's son voiced a character too.
Oh, I don't think that's a thing.
Mm. Yeah, maybe I just hallucinated.
I've seen I feel like if I recognize the name Cawthon, because I've looked at the voice actors lists quite a few times, I feel like I would have recognized if the name Cawthon came up. I feel like that would have been something I'd remember. Uh-huh. Um, but I want to take a another. I've got to go back to something we covered a little bit earlier. We keep skipping past secret characters. As
Mm.
we said, the ones from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 are going to be in it for sure. Like, there's no doubt that they're going to be in it. Uh, I also think that one of the hoax characters have to be appear. Like, it'd be really
Yeah,
cool if like the purple guy animatronic appeared. But
yeah, I think it's going to be that.
to be fair, there aren't a lot of good hoaxes from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't appear. But there's got to be something weird. They could put in Candy. Because if you remember, like, the Return to Freddy's is kind of like this hoax of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and I believe it
Mm.
put in Candy and named it Sugar or something, and that kind of became this hoax character for these early games. And Candy really fits in really nicely with the toy animatronics, like stylistically. And bonus, Candy's official now as per the Fazbear Fanverse initiative, so don't even need to do any copyright like changes like they did with
Yeah,
Sparky.
and even without that, I think the creator would be really happy to have its character on the film too.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna say. Emil is definitely not gonna say no to that. But
Yeah.
if they add Candy in the film too, can we see Pop Goes in film 3, please? I love Poggers. Poggers the Weasel, my goat. I've always been a Pop Goes fan. I know everyone else hates Pop Goes, especially now that the modern Fights Phrase has taken a very Pop Goes-esque direction. But Pop Goes is something I always love. I love that fan game. I love this series. I loved Pop Goes Arcade so much. It's literally just better for FNaF World. Especially now with the recent updates, like the Fighting Chance update. So good. So good. Uh, if you liked FNaF World and haven't played it, I urge you to play Pop Goes Arcade. Um,
Yeah, and you always spoke really high of those games.
yeah. Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Uh, Now, in terms of characters too, there's another thing I wanted to bring up that was along the same lines. I can't exactly remember what I was gonna bring up though. Um, it's really nagging at me. Uh, you feel free to bring up literally anything else while I try and figure this out.
Okay, yeah. Some other thoughts I can have about the film. Okay. Oh, yeah. Do you think Balloon Boy is going to kill someone? Because
Yes.
that's something that's been wrapping around my head. It just Balloon Boy seems like a really big threat in this movie, and I don't know why.
Mr. Cupcake killed somebody in film 1. Balloon Boy's getting a kill.
Yeah, he technically even what was it? Goldie, yeah, I think was the name of the YouTuber that seemingly got killed by the Balloon Boy doll.
Who gets killed? Sorry.
The taxi driver, because the Balloon Boy doll just suddenly appears
I
on
don't.
his taxi.
I don't think it kills him. I think he's just taking a ride. Not gonna lie. Oh, that's what I remembered. Yes, yes, that's it. On the same line as the secret characters, what YouTuber cameos will appear? Because there was quite a few in film one, and I think every YouTuber that went to the set will have another small cameo here again, like the film one employees of the month board. But what about the major cameos? Because unlike film one, film two hasn't advertised its YouTuber cameos at all, and there's no way they're not doing any.
Mm.
uh, do we think they got Markiplier?
I think they I think they will.
Because Markiplier
And
wanted to be in
if
it, but schedules
actually,
just didn't line up.
yeah, they're not going to miss him twice. And honestly, I think that if they're going to have Faster Entertainment as a big company, he's going to reprise his role as the announcer from that one act.
Special delivery.
Yeah.
My only hold up is that when the YouTubers went on set, Markiplier wasn't with them. So,
I mean,
was
but in that way, wasn't Matt Pat already not even hinted at to appear on the film, anyways?
you're right, actually. I was just thinking that just now. That was also that was my hold up with Markiplier not showing up. But now that I think about it, if they're actually in the film, then they appear during the filming phase, not the YouTubers coming in phase. Because Markiplier would have already seen it when he was on the film set, like actually doing filming. So, if anything, that's actually a good sign, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
there's no way they're not going to try. Like Markiplier wanted to be in the first, he just couldn't due to scheduling. What's the chances that he's been too busy both times? I mean, probably not the worst because he's still working on Iron Lung and Markiplier's probably busy quite often. But I feel like I don't know. As you said, I feel like they have to get him in at some point, and they both want him in it. And Iron Lung has finished filming now, so I don't know how out of the country he is nowadays.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm not up to date on the Markiplier lore. But if there's any film that Markiplier should be a part of, it's the one with the Bite of 87.
Yeah. Wait. Imagine if that if he appears on the flashback on the kid being beaten, he just yells, "Is it a bite?"
No, he can't. He can't make the line. That would break tension. If anything, I think what it should be is when the animatronics are going around killing random people, he should be one of them, and he should be killed by being bitten.
Oh, the irony.
That is my ideal cameo. He shows up for like a few seconds just to be one of the fodder deaths. Speaking of fodder,
Um,
we have actually already seen some YouTuber cameos in the FazFest scenes. Not in the original
oh,
trailer, but I believe in some advertisements show extended versions of the trailer scene. And in those advertisement extended versions, I think we've seen Resbowski or someone in the FazFest scene. So the YouTubers are, I think that's where the fodder cameos will be. So I guess instead of the employees of the month board, they'll just be random background characters walking around at FazFest. I think that's the film 2's equivalent of that.
yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, Markiplier, hopefully, main cameo. And obviously, Matt Pat speaks for himself. He's literally the voice actor of Toy Bonnie.
Oh, true. I forgot about that. How do you think he's going to sound as Toy Bonnie?
I love the fact that not even Matt Pat knew. They didn't know what voice direction. It was actually talked about. I don't know if you saw it, but Matt Pat actually talked about it and said that they wanted to have a lot of different options of where to take all the toy animatronics voices because they wanted all of them to have similar voice directions to make them sound like they fit in together. So they had Matt Pat record his lines in a bunch of different takes in a bunch of different styles, and did the same with everyone else, the voice actors for everyone else, so that they can see which
Oh,
ones overlap the best between everyone.
so they basically casted, could have casted all YouTubers as anyone, any of the animatronics.
Uh, probably could have. They probably, I don't know. Most of them probably wouldn't do as well. Matt
Yeah,
Pat's a theater kid. I don't know if that's the right term, but
yeah. I always forget about that. Yeah.
like Matt Pat does like acting. Like he rocks at acting. I don't know if you've ever seen him in like fan made like animations or like other things, but Matt Pat actually fits in really well, like scarily well. Like if you weren't sitting there thinking I'm listening to Matt Pat consciously, you wouldn't even notice. Like he fits into things like scarily too well. There have actually been times where I've known I'm listening to Matt Pat and I haven't noticed. Like he's actually really damn good. Whereas, uh,
Honestly, even on his FNaF 1 cameo, although it was really memey, especially made by Scott, he acted really well.
oh yeah, he was good in that cameo. I am very happy Markiplier did not get his role in the FNAF 1 film. I think his FNAF 1 role was too much. Because his
Really?
cameo, if you didn't know, his cameo in the first film was supposed to be as the guy who dies in the start. And I feel
Hmm.
like that first death is so important to setting the tone of the film that I think replacing that scene with, haha, isn't it funny watching Markiplier? I think that would have ruined
Yeah,
the tone of the intro.
yeah, and honestly, I can imagine him and even Markiplier trying to sound scared. Uh, he's just so iconic, even especially when scared. I think that would have worked well.
Yeah, no, Markiplier is one of those characters, unlike Matt Pat, Markiplier stands out. He always does. So he definitely is one that stands out. And I'm not saying that as a bad way. I think it's part of why he does so well on YouTube. But his personality stands out pretty much always. Like when you watch him in his films, it's him. Like it feels like you're watching Markiplier. Unlike, you watch Matt Pat in something, and you're just sitting there going, damn, he really killed it in that role. He really got in character. Have you seen Matt Pat in, like, the musical? Nailed it. They're one of the best depictions of William Afton. uh,
Uh,
if not,
I'm trying to remember it, but yeah, you
uh,
should watch it later.
also, speaking of, did you see the live stream with Dorker, where Scott casts Dorker's raw talent in doing, like, the itsy bitsy, got him cast as everyone in Five Nights at Freddy's 3?
Really?
Yeah, no. Dorko plays everyone in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. He plays Springtrap. He plays as the new cast for Mike. He plays every single Phantom. He's also the doors, the walls, the camera system. He's also the guy who does
When
sets up
you
the
make the sounds,
Dorko is everyone. So when you watch Five Nights at Freddy's
yeah,
3 in like however many years that takes, probably another 4 years. 2 years, holy shit. Probably 2 years. Um everyone is Dorko. Confirmed. Just take
in
Scott's
fact,
word for it.
the plot twist at the end is that you, the viewer, were always stuck.
What's going on, guys? Dorko back again.
Don't come back.
I can't do it. I don't know why I try to put on a really bad accent. That was terrible. I'm Australian. I inherently have an almost British accent. I could probably just say his lines normally, it would sound more authentic.
It sounds fairly similar. My fear is that when I'm speaking in English, I sound Indian for some reason. Although I guess I should sound more like Scottish if I use my Galician accent.
Yeah, I don't know. Your accent is fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound, at least to me, it doesn't sound that bad. I actually wanted to
Thanks.
I wanted to cast you in a voice role from the next game, actually, because I wanted a few
Oh,
like background characters. This is too early for me to actually really do anything, but I did like your voice, and it sounds unique to me. I love accents. I think accented voices sound really unique, which is kind of why I don't want to voice everyone in my projects because I have an Australian accent. It kind of stands out, so I want other actors, other people to voice some characters.
okay.
So I'll definitely contact you for that at some point.
Sure.
Uh,
I will be up to it.
by the way, apparently a lot of people were freaking out about Megan Fox's Twitch ego. Apparently, no one's really complained about her voice acting who's actually seen it, so that's good.
Oh, Oh yeah. Um, she's not. I can see why they changed her voice from Ultimate Custom Night. That one was just not appropriate for a kids film.
Is Megan Fox any more appropriate? Do you know who Megan Fox is?
I mean, she's at least not someone for kids, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to think about her, and yeah, from the Transformer movies. Like
Sorry?
the kids watch those. That Megan Fox is from the Transformers movies. I mean,
Yes.
she's more popular with kids, I guess.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Megan Fox is a uh I don't know the words, unfortunately. Genuinely, I feel really dumb for this. I'm not trying to dodge around saying it. I genuinely just don't know how to put it into words. um, but yeah, she's known to be hot. People know her
Yeah.
for how hot she is, for what I understand. And
I
generally,
mean, it's still so chica. It's obvious to be the sexiest animatronic.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly why they casted her as Toy Chico. Also,
And who they,
there's got to be at least one of those type of jokes with Toy Chico, right? One character has
yeah.
to make that joke.
Let's go somewhere more private. So I can bite you more. I don't
I
know how that one went
I
in use it Ultimate Custom Night, but yeah.
love her lines in special delivery in Ultimate Custom Night. I love uh I love Emily Connor's voice for her. It works so well. But I'm excited to see Megan Fox's take anyway. But I do think a part of me will immediately miss Amber Lee Connors because just she's definitely the most iconic of the toy voices. You would get tired of my voice, will you?
Yeah, and man, I'm watching a video with all of the voice lines from Ultimate Custom Night, and 2/3 are just Mr. Hip.
I
It's literally
came for your
2/3.
booty. That be treasure, you know. Banger Foxy line. Oh, okay.
Wait, okay.
So yeah,
Actually, a really small animatronic I can see the reference somewhere. I don't know, just for the lols would be Mr. Hawks. Like he's just just for the Toy Bonnie. They somehow scared Toy Bonnie with it, just for the reference.
no, that's FNaF 3 cameo. FNaF 3 is going to be fused with Peter Sim, in my opinion. So I think that's for Fazbear Frights. We throw number one crate at Glitch Trap and it saves the day. Oh, sorry, number one crate at Spring Trap and it saves the day.
And alongside the tank, let's say the
Oh, what?
when help be quote unquote jump scares you on Ultimate Cops
Oh,
Tonight.
yep.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh, Helpy's probably not going to exist in the films. Does
yeah, probably not.
does Helpy existing without Funtime Freddy make much sense?
I mean, I guess since in Secret of the Mimic we have Mr. Helpful, just an earlier Helpy.
Which is a different color palette.
But it's still Mr. Helpful.
Yeah, but then it's if you like, it's the white and pink still comes from Funtime Freddy. I don't think that palette for Helpy. I think that would be a weird decision for a universe that doesn't have Funtime Freddy.
Fair.
Anyway.
Uh,
Oh, also, do we think Shadow Freddy? I mean, Shadow Freddy has to appear, right? But it's probably going to be a different one from the one in film one. Because it'd have to be
yeah,
like the
because
withered
he
design.
was built to be a suit.
Yeah,
And
and it's
if I
Maxine.
don't know, honestly, I can see him having a more important role if in the third film, since he's the one that guides the animatronics until to the safe room. So maybe in FNAF 2, it will be more focused on RxQ.
Angel Theory says, "Hello, Fiona is the real owner of Fazbear Entertainment. After she died, F10 and 4 became the owner. And after Edwin refused to refer David and preferred to work with the prototype Freddy's, F10 and 4 burned MCM. Well, first off, um, what's his name? Arnold is the one who burns down MCM. We actually
Yeah.
directly on screen start the fire. Uh, Second off, that's not related to the films. Although that being said, I think we've gone on enough big enough tangents. I think we're way worse than that. Um,
Really, the door sub tangent.
no, that was important. That was important. Uh, I have thought about the idea of F10 and 4 like being the Fazbear Entertainment owner. The owner of the modern day Fazbear Entertainment is really interesting, really a big question mark right now. There's a lot of weird stuff going with Fazbear Entertainment at the moment. But that's definitely for another video, another live stream. It's not for today. Today I want to focus on film too. As much as we go on really bad tangents, I do kind of want to not go into that can of worms right now. Uh, Speaking of, I was trying to leave this for last. Uh, but I don't honestly. I'm running out of things to talk about when it comes to the film. I think it's kind of why I've gone on so many tangents because it's just as
Also, I think, come to think of it, I don't think we have spoken about how do we think it's going to end?
yeah. I was about to go like the general plot, like how it progresses across the actual story. We've covered characters and cameos and that stuff, but we even covered like minor lore details that might be revealed. But the actual plot of the film, like obviously we know the setup. Like Abby, wants to fix her friends, but then gets a Faz talker from Fazfest, and she thinks she's being lured by her friends somewhere, but then she's actually getting lured by presumably the puppet to go to the original Freddy's. And
Hmm.
then Mike, Vanessa go in to follow Abby, and then that's kind of where it all goes bad. At least for
Yeah,
Mike and
because
Co. For everyone else, it went bad probably a little bit before then when Michael Afton, because there's two Michaels in this film for some reason, um, kills the paranormal investigators. Or lures them in to get killed, anyway.
yeah, and in what seems to be a school, at least from the trailers.
Fazbear, it's in the Freddy's. They get lured to Freddy's.
Hmm.
Yes, the
Yeah,
animatronics afterward do go out, and when they start killing people in the real world, Tui Chica does kill Abby's teacher. Which is a reference to
hmm.
Tui Chica the high school years, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
Banger
But yeah,
reference.
how do you think they're going to beat the animatronics? Because honestly, I can see something like the Pizzeria Simulator music. Um, I think that Henry uses to attract the animatronics into the Pizzeria and that plays the music and such. Because I mean, it's FNaF 2. At least the puppet has to be stopped with the music for reference.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, so I think no matter what, the toys wizards both either are being controlled. They're being controlled by both either Michael Afton or the puppet. So whoever I think it goes into either stopping the puppet and or stopping Michael Afton. So how we stop either one of those, I think the puppet's easy. As you said, the puppet will have to be the easy one. It's probably just playing, as you said, the music or something. It'd have to be related to the music box. The music box has to be important. Especially considering that we've even gotten a teaser image of Charlie holding the music box, which kind of adds this new explanation for why the music box works on the puppet, which is really cool, by the way, and I'm headcanon that for the games.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was supposed to be related with Puppet herself, but I like it more related to Charlie.
Yeah. Um, as for the Michael Afton, if he's a villain, I think the most fun way to kill off Michael is disassemble Vanny style, turning the animatronics back against him.
Oh, that would be good.
That's what I want to see. A double whammy if you bring up what you bring up earlier, and they put him into a purple guy animatronic. That would be banger reference. I think that's too daring. I don't know if I could take it seriously, to be honest. But it'd be cool.
I honestly think now that they're going to make at least a purple guy reference, the purple guy animatronic. But yeah, I like the idea that they're disassembled because the toys won't survive this film. I have that clear.
Yeah, I'm mixed on with the state of the animatronics. Because the animatronics themselves don't seem to be possessed, as you said, uh, as you point out way earlier, I
Yeah,
don't think it matters if they get destroyed or not. They could honestly just stay chilling and they'd be fine, as long as you stop you just controlling them. And if you really wanted
yeah,
to get rid of the animatronics themselves, three. Threes will be like getting rid of loose ends. Because no matter what they do with the animatronics in two, it should be fine. They
yeah. I
aren't
was
killing
thinking
people.
more on how the toys are decommissioned at the end of the FNaF 2, the game. So I think they're going to make something similar.
Yeah. Um.
Uh,
Oh god. Angel Theory. This is still not related to the film. They're saying no. Murray's costume manner and Secret Mimic is absolutely important because, uh, what prototype Freddy's is below Secret Mimic is below Murray's costume manner that is below Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Okay, that's just where I'll leave that. I don't want to be mean. I think that's mistyped anyway. I think they mean like Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is Pizza Sim, but because they continue on to say that, but yeah. It's again, that's still not the film. I don't think we'll see that stuff. I don't think we'll see Murray's costume manner in the Pizza Sim location in this film.
yeah, the movies are not going to go that far on FNAF law.
Uh, this is a question. Do you do you think Edwin Murray or anything from that family, that business, will ever be brought up in the films?
Bad chance.
Oh,
Honestly, it's even a miracle if we even get, Mr. Afton,
it
Mistress Afton. How do you say it? Miss Afton. But the mother of Vanessa.
man, it's a miracle we got Vanessa.
Yeah, like you said before, that that Scott wanted a character to fit that role in Pizzeria Simulator, but didn't want to create a new one, so he just took Henry as established from the books. So probably something really similar probably happened for the FNAF movie, where they wanted William's son or daughter and said, "Hey, we have Vanessa. That could be fun. She's also a popular character."
Yeah, I do really like how they use Vanessa in the film. I will be honest. I do really like her character. I do really like her inclusion. And I like how she's executed, and I like how she connects to the games too. Because her being manipulated by William Afton is really similar to her being manipulated by Glitchtrap. It's just in Glitchtrap is just William Afton again. Like, regardless if it's literally him or not, it is him again. Even if not literally. I mean, it's the story's way of bringing him back when he's dead. Like,
I always come back.
I always have 30,000 mimic clones of me ready to integrate me back into the story when needed. Fazgoo clones are coming next, FNAF fans. Oh god. That was a
Okay,
genuine worry.
so
That was a genuine worry from Fazbear Frights, by the way. Because Fazgoo was mentioned in 2 stories. Why was it recurring?
uh, I can imagine if that's the one story plot that gets adapted into the films.
Oh.
But yeah, honestly, I think it's getting quite late. I'm getting hungry actually.
Cool. Can we maybe one more topic? Do you have time for
Mm,
one more?
Actually, I don't
Because
think so.
I only have one more.
It's fine.
Oh, sorry. I mean, we brought up the ending. How do you think? Actually, no, we did cover that, didn't we?
No.
Because we brought up, like, we stopped the puppet, or, Michael. We did actually cover that.
Mm.
So, okay, maybe I am done. I wish I had more things to say. With how excited I am for this film, I wish I had more to say about it. But really, there's not much more I can say. Like, it looks like it's going to be, from
I
what
think we
everyone's
have
saying.
discussed. I mean, from what we know, I think we've discussed all we could, and we'll probably just discuss it the moment we have both watched a movie,
Yeah,
anyways.
when are you watching it, by the way? I'm watching it in like 2 days.
Is that okay?
Saturday, when is that for you? We're in different time zones. Saturday might be Friday or Sunday for me, as far as I know.
I mean, 74 hours from now.
So that's like 3 days away.
Yeah.
4 days, if not 4 days, actually. 24,
Oh,
48, 6, 70, 72. So 74 hours would be the fourth day. Brr. Am I watching it like 2 days before? Oh, anyway. Uh,
yeah.
but yeah,
I mean,
there is actually.
at least here in Spain, it's getting released this Friday, but I'm going with some friends this Saturday, so
Yeah. I do think one other thing I want to say, like the most common consensus in this film, as I said before, it's gonna be really action packed. It sounds like it's gonna be a lot scarier to the point where I've seen more people like a lot of people have said actually that they're surprised it's still PG. And I should actually mention that here in Australia, it isn't. It is actually M here in Australia. So they have pushed the rating for this one. Uh, but also there is actually one complaint about the film that's been made a bit, and this is the last thing I want to leave it off on, which is that apparently the film is so action packed that it doesn't really leave the story time to breathe. Apparently, it's just non-stop action, and apparently some characters don't get utilized very well, and there's just a lot happening all the time. It just doesn't really let any of it sink in. Uh, but to be fair, this is a film adaptation of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, so action packed to the point where nothing sinks in, just feels like an accurate game adaptation. Like, I feel like that's the kind of flaw that I could have predicted before it came out, if you know what I mean. Uh,
what did I?
you okay?
Okay. No, I thought I had silenced the Discord call.
Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah, So did you hear me, or did you just mute yourself?
I just muted myself apparently.
Okay, okay.
And honestly, I just have not that much to add anymore.
Yeah, that was.
Basically, I
Yep. Sorry for keeping you around then. Angel Theory is still going on about this theory which has nothing to do with the film. But to be fair, so have we. I don't blame the Angel Theory. Maybe comment that literally on any other video I've done so that I can read it when this is over, and then I can maybe make some videos based off some things somewhere. Maybe I should make a post about some theories. How about that? How about I make a post on my YouTube channel?
yes,
You don't have to stick around by the
maybe
way
on
anymore, Senator.
Sunday.
Thanks, Senator, for coming in.
Yeah, no problem.
We've yapped about the theory about the film. This is just me doing my like, outro stuff now. So thanks for joining. I'll talk to you again when
Yeah,
you're ready. You can go have
bye,
lunch.
dude.
Yep. But yeah, I'll do a post, and then you can like send me your theories there. Then other people can send me their theories, and then I can do a video like dedicated to just say like covering subscriber theories. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, I especially like your theories too. You've always put like a lot of effort into your theories, and always do a lot of like your comments are always like multiple. There's always multiple of them. You always say a lot, and I always appreciate when people put a lot of thought, effort into explaining the theories, thinking out their theories. I always appreciate that, and it's like it kind of sucks that this one will just get buried in a live stream. Like I won't see this when the live stream's over. The live stream takes a while to upload, and then I'll have to find like go to the end of this video or something. So, comment whatever if you have like cool theories. I'll do a post, and then you anyone else can put their theories in, And if there's a few cool theories there, I can do a video individually. If not, I can just comment and reply to them there. But anyway, I'm really excited for the Fast Race 2 film. To summarize some of my thoughts, because I kind of rambled a lot here. It sounds like it's going to be... I'm really excited for the second film, obviously. I talked approximately an hour on this. It says 2 hours in here, but I know I've rambled for like half this time. A lot more action-packed, a lot scarier, which I'm excited for. I will admit that one thing I did appreciate about the first film is the more drama elements. I did actually like that the characters were kind of fleshed out more than normal, because Five Nights at Freddy's usually doesn't really have fantastically covered characters. So I did actually appreciate the change of the more character focus that the first film had. But also, to be fair, I don't think that would work for doing more. Like, I feel like if you're doing a second film, you've already fleshed out those characters. I feel like going into the more action-heavy side of things just makes sense. And again, especially considering they're adapting Five Nights at Freddy's 2, like, very action-packed, things constantly happening just makes sense for what the film is. It's a film adaptation of the second game. And that's what the second game's pacing is. So, it makes sense to me. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what the lore reveals are, because for some reason theory YouTubers are freaking out over this film, which is interesting, as I said before, considering this film should be non-canon. So it's like, we're not even assuming this stuff's in the game's timeline. What game's connections can possibly be in this film that made John FNaF freak out like more than everyone else? And for everyone else to say things like, I'm not a theory YouTuber, but damn, there's some crazy lore here. It's like, how? These are different timelines. What crazy stuff's being revealed in this film? How can this give so much extra elaboration on the games when it's completely separate? I know little details carry over from here and there, but from the way YouTubers have been, like, freaking out about it, it sounds like it's a lot more than just some little details here and there. So I'm really interested to see what exactly that's cleared up by this film that makes people lose their minds so much. So I'm really interested in that. At the end of the day, it's like, I'm excited because it's Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and I'd love seeing the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 characters again. I'm just excited, and I generally think the plot will generally be that they'll have to stop the puppet and Michael Afton. Probably both. I keep like flip-flopping between which one I think's more likely. It's in general, it's probably going to have to be the stop both. I get the puppet. I do agree with Senator's theory. I think it was Senator who said this earlier. That I do think that the puppet will probably be put to rest. Maybe that's not the word. Made no longer a threat by the music box. I don't think the spirits will be set free until 3. So they just need to find a new way to make sure the puppet isn't a dangerous threat anymore. And I think the music box, finding a way to make the music box permanently playing and trapping it back in the box, I think that would be a really cool route for the story to go in. So have this like action sequence at the end about trapping it in and then making sure the music plays forever. I think that would be a cool way to end it off. And I think that's a lot cooler of a way than anything they can do with, like, Michael Afton. But for Michael Afton, I don't really have a lot of ideas. That dude can go pretty much anywhere. That dude could die within, like, the first 10 minutes of the film. That dude could also be the main villain. He could be anywhere from nothing to integral to the story to everywhere in between. That dude's a mystery to me. And I'm really interested to see where his character goes. But yeah, the wizards and the toys don't seem to be possessed, so I think whoever's controlling them, probably the puppet, is probably going to be the main threat. I think the film's going to be a lot of just the toys and wizards causing chaos. Just killing people brutally in more messed up ways, like as we saw, as I said way earlier in the stream, Lisa gets possessed by the puppet in one of, as we see in some like advertisements or something like that. So I'm very interested to see why that happens. Apparently Charlotte's a completely different character, so I guess Charlotte's just really a lot more evil in this film. So again, just goes back to like, she's gonna be a big problem. She's not just gonna be a background. Like, Charlotte's obviously gonna be important. Very, very important. And yeah, I think that's all like the important general gist of it. They get roped into it. They start the animatronics. The main cast get roped into it. The animatronics are killing everyone. They try to they meet up with Henry. They're trying to investigate why it's happening. Meet up with Henry. Vanessa's got to get over her nightmares of her father too. That's another thing. is a lot. And I think I'm very interested to see where it goes. I'm really excited for everything that goes on in it. But I think I have fully done my ramble. This is what I'm going to be at the stream. I am happy with the amount of things I covered. So be careful of spoilers. The film is out. The film is technically could be spoiled now. The people have already seen the film now, so be careful from the spoilers for that now until the film comes out. I'm seeing it in 2 days, so there will be a stream when Senator and I both watch the film, which seems to be in 4 days, 3 to 4 days, probably depending on time zones. So that will be my next stream on this. Now, I will see you next. I'll see you next time. I'm very excited to see how this all turns out.